Hi, yeah, it's Xavier, and once again we're back in my bonsai retreat because I don't have any friends and I don't have anywhere to go, and my children lock the door and don't tell me where the keys are, so they think that keeps me safe, so the only place I can escape to is YouTube land. Anyway, what I thought I would do is update you on the Dawn Redwoods. Keep this in mind. This is the Dawn Redwood forest that I constructed a lot earlier this year. Link up there, and that was made purely from cuttings that are taken from the parent Dawn Redwood, which you've seen a number of times before when I do demonstrations of pruning. These are basically a combination of, I think, three maybe 4-year-old cuttings. There's a good odd number of 6 in there. And it's clearly growing very, very well. So I'm very, very happy with that. And what I thought I would do is, one, demonstrate to you the fact is, what are we now? For me, we're in the July the 10th or the 9th, thereabouts. Got that lovely rust colour still. And I said to you, when you do Dawn Redwoods, you can do them up to about a 2 to 3 week period. I normally do them sort of mid-June right through to mid-July, and that's normally enough time for new shoots to form, harden off and stuff like this. And the reason why I looked at this is because whereas I hadn't done any pruning, I wasn't going to, and then I changed my mind. And I thought, you know what, I'm still within time frame for pruning, and I thought I'd show you. So if you've missed your pruning up till now, you can follow the same principles just as long as you've had a division or something like here, and it's the right colour, then you can definitely prune, and if there's stuff you don't want, then remove it as well. So I'm just going to gently go around doing that. Don't want anything down the bottom here. And I'll go around. I've got 2 here from the same point, and if this is staying in a forest, then the one I don't want will be that one. And last year, with those, I certainly did make cuttings, and I think the key thing there is that I found the most success comes when the stem has definitely got a bit of lignification. It's got that red russet look to it, and I'll just take off all the and just put it in like that, and that would be fine normally. So I'm going to go around and do this, and then I'm going to take you back to some other cuttings. Generally, they haven't performed too badly. I mean, as I say, as a planting, I'm happy that it's stuck together, and just giving it a spin there. And we've got this extra long growth here on this one, which, no, not happy. But what I have got there is just there's a division, so I'm going to take it at least back to there. And as I say, with all of these, they've got these long growths, and in this case alternating fronds, one there, which is lovely, except they're too far back. So in this case, I'm going to tell the tree I want to actually get some more buds and try again. So I'm actually going to cut back to half, and what that will do is it will send out new shoots from the base there, and I may get something more to what I like. This one, nice easy one, I'll take those off. Same at the top, take those off. Top here, those off, and those off. Something crossing here, same thing, looking for that division. And we've got here, this one here under here. It's coming all the way across the planting, so that's not going to be any good. So I'm just going to cut it short. There we go. And I'll work my way around, basically cutting them back. So the question is, if you thought you'd missed your opportunity to do Dawn Redwoods, you certainly haven't. And as I say, I mean, that's a very, very long length, but we're early days in this, so as I say, see what comes back from it. We quite potentially get buds from it, although we've got this one here, so that's 3 from the point, but I like the fronds on it. So here it's another case where I can make a quick decision. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, with that one pointing upwards. I could actually take one of these off, take that one off, or that one off, which is what I'll do. And what's nice here is I cut the top off it. We've actually got little fronds up here, so we're going to be able to grow something from the top. Got this one here, crossing thing here. I'll take that one back. Don't want those. This one's far too long, so I'm going to take it right back and see what new growth I get. Here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. They're the 2 we probably want from this. That could be interesting to plant, to see whether or not I get roots out at the bottom of there and get a twin. And there. Okay, so I've gone right round that, weeded it, taken a load of foliage off, cleared up some knobs and nubbles and bits like that, and this is what we end up with. Again, very early stages, so you know it's definitely rough, but there's some interesting movement in some of these trunks, and I think the main thing that's come out of this is that, you know, 3-4 months later, it's alive, good root structure, putting out lots of growth, and what's best is I've been able to prune it, so I'm going to get another flush before we go into the autumn period. So that's brilliant. Now, we'll leave that to one side. As I said, that was my 4-year-old cuttings. Well, this year I took 6 hardwood cuttings, because they were last year's growth. In fact, some of them are probably 2 years old actually, just general hardwood cuttings then, when I was pruning the mother tree right at the beginning, back in February, March time. I think it's one of the earliest videos I did this year. There's roots at the bottom, all of them struck, and so when you ask me when do I take my redwood cuttings, normally when I do that first prune around in the beginning of the spring. All very successful. Equally, these ones, these were taken the year before, but these ones I took when I did my sort of late June, July prune, which is now. And again, I think I had pretty well 80%, 90% success rate with these. No particular preference in terms of soil or anything. I just had a standard bit of potting soil and put them straight in. No cutting paste or anything like that. But yeah, so I find again my cutting strategy is if I take something long enough to be a cutting, then my view is if I plant enough of them, some of them are going to take. It doesn't happen every year. The last 2 years have been really good with dawn redwood and ginkgo, but I'm hoping this year. I've taken a few with maple. I'm really hopeful with the humidifier lid that I might actually get some of them to strike. So that's the dawn redwoods done, and again, definitely won't be touching anything dawn redwood until the end of the year. Elaeagnus, it's time for its second prune. Now you know that I did the full defoliation way back in end of February, March, and I think I showed you an update showing you how well the leaves had come out. That's a couple of weeks ago, and now we're going to defoliate it. Well, semi-defoliation, and just neaten it up and see if we can get another flush out before it goes into its dormant evergreen cycle. So we'll hand over to me and the Elaeagnus. And if you want to see more history on this tree, all you need to do is go and have a look in the playlist. It features enough times. It'll be the one that has 6 or 7 views on it, because it's that popular. I don't understand, it's a great video. These are brilliant for bonsai. Got this lovely coppery coppery burnished bottom of leaves. Absolutely fantastic. And all I'm going to do is just a little bit of reduction and try and encourage another flush, which will give me smaller leaves, which it'll keep through the winter. Okay, well, I don't know how much of that you got, because I've just realised I may or may not have had that recording. But this is what I call my small pruning on it. As you see, I probably took off 50% of the growth in the end. So that's 2 big prunes in 1 year. And there we are. A lot clearer how it's looking. Still some leaves on it, we need those. But hopefully this is going to push the tree to send out some more growth. I mean, there is definitely another choice for a front there somewhere. Yeah, so that's my Elaeagnus silverberry in a Dawn Isaac pot, of course. And okay, so we've seen the Elaeagnus done, the silverberry, and now I'd just like to give you an update on this silver birch. And lots and lots of growth on this, and I've actually left it alone. I was going to do an earlier prune and thought no. Last year the heat didn't help it too much, but now all that super glue work on there has worked, and the only thing about it is you've got that slight white staining. The way the super glue sets, it almost looks like snow on it, to be honest. But yeah, so all I'm going to do with this is just do a little bit cutting back, 2s and 3s, just neaten it up, take off stubs. Again, we've got these long areas here where we haven't got any growth. Hopefully that will change, but I just want to tell the tree to do something. What I'd like is here, there's a bud a lot further in there. That's probably where I actually want something, and let's make it do that. Again, we've got buds further back here, so we can encourage that sort of growth. But yeah, so I'm just going to go around, give that a prune. And this is the sort of thing, when you go around your garden now, you'll have all sorts of stuff that's throwing out growth. It's always the same sort of principle, to be fair. If it's throwing out lots of growth, you know, normally you cut it back to 2 or 3 pairs, 2 or 3 leaves, and that will be enough to tell the tree you want it to throw out a bit more growth. So, and if you're unsure, cut it back to the profile that you like best. Okay, well, that's the pruning, and I've actually taken off quite a lot from the top. I'm just trying to redefine the 2 different pad levels that I want. I still need to get growth further back, but ultimately I'm going to be able to make those decisions probably when we go through to the early spring, when I can start seeing where new buds start popping up at different parts around the trunk. And that's the back budding I'm looking for. Give it a spin there. Very, very nice. Still got to fill in a lot more. Needs to get a lot more ramification. Got these great big bits here. There's a little bud point there, so I'm hoping we're going to get buds further back as a result of this. Doesn't always work though. Sometimes you go years like this, and then suddenly the tree goes, oh, I'm going to cooperate with you. There you go. So that's my little silver birch clump, and I think that's pretty well it. Now, you never know, there may well be a little bit of footage that I'm going to add on now, in which case I'll hand you over to it not knowing exactly what it is. As I said, this this little maple forest was put together this year. You've seen a video for it. It had a good pruning. It had a good pruning. Gosh, when did we prune this one? I'm trying to remember. It was definitely pruned earlier, but already we've got lots of growth coming on it. So I can get rid of some big leaves. Again, same thing. But this is a 1 year forest. It's very achievable, and these are made with small cuttings or small seedlings. They were. You just have to start. And I think sometimes the hardest thing with bonsai is actually saying, do you know what, I am going to start. Lovely. Get rid of some of these bigger leaves. But it's funny, I've made quite a few forests over time, and I'm actually really impressed with how this one has turned so quickly. It's really quite a nice one. I'm sure you'll tell me if you disagree, but you can get such results with maple so quickly. There we go, that's what I was looking for. Anyway, wasn't supposed to turn into a maple pruning video, but there you go. There's the little maple forest. I think I've got my snow, I think that's a snow leopard. That's why there's no fisherman there, he's run for his life. Anyway. And if I have just handed you over to something, which you've just seen, and I had no idea what it was, I'm probably saying, welcome back. And with that, I say thanks very much for taking the time to watch. Bits and pieces. Hope you've enjoyed it. Happy bonsaiing, God bless. Cheers.